Today we're gonna make peach crumble muffins. It is a soft, tender, moist peach muffin that is flavored with cinnamon and has peaches throughout the batter. It is also topped with a brown sugar crumble that is crispy on the top and then soft underneath. The flavors are amazing, the texture is perfect, and it is super easy to pull together. If you're enjoying this video, be sure to hit the subscribe button below and click the bell icon to be notified every time I post a new and delicious recipe. Let's get into it. So, peach muffins, pretty simple. We're gonna start with the Streusel because might as well just get it out of the way and it's ready. And we're gonna go ahead and make that by hand. You could absolutely pop this in a food processor or into stand mixer and, you know, just let it go. But my butter is like incredibly soft. And so we are going to we're gonna do it by hand. It's like, I mean, probably because it's a bajillion degrees in here right now. So my butter is not having it. All right, now I'm sorry. I was like doing things and not telling you what I was doing. It was so upsetting, wasn't it? AP flour, we've got light brown sugar and butter. Just go ahead and grab all that butter and then we are just going to squish it together. Yeah, good old-fashioned hand mixing method. If you wanted to put a little cinnamon in this, you could totally do that. We got a lot of cinnamon going in the base though, so, you know, maybe you might be overkill. Okay, I feel really good about this. Do you see how nice and like cohesive and beautiful this is? And like, now it's done. I'm gonna go wash my hands because this is just beyond uncomfortable for me. Now we're gonna mix our batter. So we've made our Streusel. I'm gonna put it over here because I feel a little bit cramped over here this time. And we are going to first whisk together our dry ingredients. So in this bowl, I have AP flour. I'm gonna put some kosher salt, baking soda, and cinnamon. Yeah, that's what's up. Get her in there. Pick your favorite whisk, which is not my favorite whisk, but it's okay. And go ahead and give that a little whisk. Just to kind of mix in that baking soda, distribute the salt and the cinnamon. You're gonna whisk it in at the end, but it's still just, it's nice. It's a nice gesture. Okay. Now, set that aside. We're gonna do, I like to personally, you could dice this really thin. These are peaches that have been peeled and pitted and then just chopped. You can watch my video on 3 ways to peel a peach up there. But I am going to immersion blend them. So this makes them nice and smooth and kind of incorporate throughout the whole batter so that every bite has a bit of peach. I'm gonna do it not all the way, but just a little bit so that you get some bigger pieces and some smaller pieces. You can also do this in a food processor, NutriBullet, although that's just gonna like whoosh, liquefy. Okay, I feel really good about this. For the grand finale, we are going to whisk together our eggs. Let me give those a little whisk alone. And then we're gonna add our sugar to that. Okay. Yeah, it's a lot of sugar. I mean, these are like not the healthiest muffins, but they're darn good. Okay. Go ahead and just slowly drizzle in your oil. The whole point here is to emulsify your oil into your sugar and eggs. A towel, a damp towel, or like this little like mitt thing is good to kind of keep it from moving, although it's still moving. Okay, just kind of keep going. Slowly. You don't want to dump it all in there at once because you're going to overwhelm it. And then, you know, it could break, it could not hold. And the whole point here is to create a nice emulsified base for our muffins. All right, last bit. So whisk that in real good. Wow. Oh, I missed myself. That's awesome. Never that one. Give it a nice good whisk. Cool. And now we are going to add our peaches. So plop that in there, perhaps with the help of a spatula, which, you know what, we might as well just keep because we are going to switch to a spatula to fold in our flour. But you see how that loosens it up just a little bit, which is nice. So give it a nice tap. And then we are going to fold in our dry ingredients a bit at a time. You could totally whisk this in, I just couldn't hold it for one more minute. Just give it a nice fold. It's an aggressive fold because we want to get it done today and not next week. Don't forget that some of those lumps are actually peaches, so don't be like folding and folding and folding and then forgetting that it's actually a peach. Because you can overmix this batter and develop gluten, and they'll be a little tough, not as soft and light. So you want to be, you want to do it with love. And this is the point where if you were using a whisk that you would want to switch to a spatula because it's just a little thick, a little cumbersome. It'll be easier to finish your mixing. Look at this. Okay. Voila. Got my Streusel. I'll bring her back. And then I have already lined my muffin tins with liners. You can use regular liners. These are tulip liners. All right, we're going to use a large scoop, portion this batter. Yes. It's just going to help us out here in getting it in there nicely. A little higher, maybe a little more aggressively than I would otherwise, because these liners allow for a bit of height, if you will, even in a standard muffin liner or a muffin tin. So normally you'd fill these about 3/4 full, but I'm going pretty much to the top of the tin. All right. So it makes about 15. So I'm going to go ahead and finish them out. Such a good batter. I mean, it makes a good muffin too, but the batter is particularly delightful. Okay, so the only thing left to do here is to streusel. Now, we have a generous amount of streusel, so do not be shy and streusel on. Grab a bit, crumble it on top. If you do make large streusel bits, it's going to sink to the bottom, which honestly, I never mind because that way there's some streusel on the inside, which is always kind of extra yummy. And I've never had a problem with these muffins if you over streusel having them not rise. So fear not and get your streusel going. To be honest, this is a lot of streusel. I'm going to save it and I'm going to make maybe some pumpkins. A little early for pumpkin, Lindsay. Who am I? I'm going to make some banana crumble bread or some, blueberry crumble muffins. I don't know, just so many options. Okay, now I've preheated my oven to 350 degrees convection or 375 regular, and we're going to pop these in. Let's be honest, they're going to bake close to 15 to 20 minutes, possibly a bit longer, closer to 22. So I'm just going to check them in every 5 minutes. Just so I don't miss when they're perfectly done. They're going to puff and rise, and a cake tester will come out clean. In they go. And they're out. They baked about 22 minutes. You can see here that they rose. A cake tester came out completely clean. You can see that I was incorrect and that you can put too much streusel, and these things happen. So some of them sunk in the middle because I put too much streusel down, especially in the middle, and it couldn't support it, and that's okay because it's all up on the inside and it's all fully baked and it's gonna be delicious no matter what. But in the future, less streusel. Okay. So now we let them cool just a smidge and then we're ready to try. It's time to try. I am super stoked. I've been waiting for peach season for what feels like months. It has been months actually. And I'm really stoked about this. So I'm just gonna dive in there. This one looks super tall and large and in charge, and I'm so stoked. Oh my goodness gracious. It's like super cinnamony, like you can tell because like the rich brown color, which could come from nothing but the cinnamon. There's like a few peaches studded in there, and I know that they're all mixed into the batter, and like the streusel is literally, it's like soft crisp. I don't know how else to describe it. It's like extra crispy on the top, but then everywhere else underneath, it's like soft and tender and just, whew, guys, there's a lot of build up. A lot of build up. Yes. It's soft and tender, and the cinnamon is super present, but you can still taste all that peach because it's all mixed into the batter. I just got a little crispy streusel and a little soft streusel. Oh my goodness gracious, this could be my favorite muffin. I don't know. It's a tough call.